So what's going on, YouTube, man? Today is Tuesday. Yep, still in Mississippi. So I'm getting some basically some comments, and people are asking questions, I guess. People are asking me, look, we're watching the news, and, all of the news stations are basically talking about the doom and the gloom. You have guys who are actually making these called, I forget what they call these packs, bug out packs. You got all these people just preparing for the worst, But I think what's going on is that people are not actually thinking logically with this situation. If I was to tell you, let's look back in time, whatever. Because first of all, let me explain it to you like this. Okay, guys. In any country, any business, anything you do in life, there's going to always have to be corrections. There's going to always be things that go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. But with persistence, it will basically mellow its way out. Now let's look at what happened in 1973 and 74 in the U.S. It was a stock market crash, and it lasted between January 1973 and December 1974, affecting all major stock markets in the world. Kind of sounds similar. Particularly the United Kingdom. It was one of the worst stock market downturns in modern history. And the crash came after the collapse of the Bretton Woods system over the previous 2 years, with the associated Nixon shock. When Nixon was impeached. And United States dollar devaluation under the Smithsonian Agreement. It was compounded by the outbreak of 1973 oil crisis in October. Basically, of that year, it was a major event in the 1970s recession. So, guys, this isn't the first time that happened. So, let's look at that for a second. So, 1973, 1974, we had recovery since then. There's a lot of people who became millionaires with Microsoft since then. See, guys, doom and gloom doesn't have to last always, and a lot of you people are saying, hey man, I want to invest in gold. Gold is the best thing smoking, gold this, gold that. But let's look at the true value of gold, okay? Over the past 50 years, listen now, 50 years, the average of gold has been 4.2%. Now let's look at the stock market. The stock market in that time has averaged over 12 to 13%. But also, if you look at gold, it's all over the place. It fluctuated like crazy during that time. So for somebody who asks me, should we invest in gold? Heck no. What you should do is calm down. Sip on a Mai Tai. Relax. Businesses go through this. Countries go through this. And then for you who say things about the American economy, the dollar. The dollar is a universal currency. When I went to China, when I go to other places, we spend things with the dollar. We convert dollars into cash. Okay? Now, the thing about it is, we always talk about, everyone's talking about the euro this, the euro that. Let me tell you something about the euro. The euro is a currency that's made up of different countries. Okay, you may have countries like United Kingdom and such that are great countries, and Britain and places like this, countries that have strong economies, but all the economies are not strong within the euro system. So those countries that are not strong, what happens? Here's a strong country. Here's a weak country. The weak country is going to bring that value down. And as long as they continue to have that problem, this currency right here will not have a strong foundation to stand on. Okay? There's always been devaluation with the US dollar. But see, some people ask where the problem is. See, you got to understand something. These doom and gloom people that you see, every year the world has been ending. I'll never forget when I was 10 years old. The guy said the world was going to end that day at 5:30. And I was sitting at a picnic table, looking at my hand watch. And I was like, it's 5:25. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I was just as nervous can be. And I kept looking at my watch. Seconds was passing. I just kept looking at it. All of a sudden, I looked down at it, and my watch was 5:32. Then I was like, well, maybe my watch and this guy's watch is not set on the right time. So maybe I just give it a couple more minutes, and then the world will end. Guys, look. Doom and gloom comes from lack of education, lack of understanding of something, and people freak out over nothing. It happens all the time. Guys, if you want to start a business today, you're going to have some doom and gloom friends, for the majority of people. Don't do that. It's too risky. You're going to lose everything. You're not going to make it. This is going to happen. We're in a recession. Doom and gloom is going to happen. But see, then some people ask, well, why is there so much on the news? Because guess what? News wouldn't be important if they didn't have some hot topics to talk about. Of course, when you hear to think about the swine flu, the media is going to blow it up. When you hear to think about the stock market crash, the media is going to blow it up because it's news. They want you to tune in. These guys who are doing the news, whatever, these guys aren't experts. These are journalists. They go into the so-called experts who so-called support the doom and gloom and trying to make news. So I'm just telling you guys, relax. If you don't believe me, study the American economy. If you think this is something new that we're going through, study the American economy. This will calm you down, because if you don't understand what America has been through, you will not understand what we can overcome. Okay? So just think about that for a second. Things needed to happen, they're getting corrected, and it's going to smooth out. So just let me hear your thoughts on it, and let's see where we can go from here. Until next time, signing off.